Okay, so this figure below, they show the function with the domain -2 until 5. Means that the graph here only showing from negative point -2 until 5 only. So you can see our diagram, we got two straight lines. So this is our piecewise function. So our piecewise function, you can see from -2 until coordinate 3. So here coordinate 3, this is one piece. Another piece is from 3 to 5. So piecewise function means we have mixing of function, part by part. Different part got different function. So that's why they call it piecewise function. So based on the graph, the first question asks us to answer is state the range of the function. Range means we are going to refer to our y value, our y coordinate, from the minimum to the maximum. So we can see our graph here. Our minimum value is -1. Our minimum coordinate here is -1. Y is minimum at -1. Then going up for every point going up. When we're going up here, we can see they got a graph. So they are moving, they are ongoing here, got graph. So we look it horizontally, this part got graph until maximum. They stop at point. They stop at point 5 here. So the maximum point, they stop at 11. So after we see our graph here, we want to find our range. So we will scan. We will scan from the bottom to the above here. So you can see which part got graph start from -1 until 11. And -1, this point they are include, so they give you a 10 circle here. And our ending point here also 5, 11, also a 10 circle. So it's an ending point at 10 circle. It means this point is included. So our range will be starting from our range will be equals to value of -1 until 11. So range we will refer to the y value. So this is how we get our first mark about our range. Then we continue. They ask us to determine our function here. So it means that we have to find out what is our line equation here. In order to find our line equation, we have to recall back our lower secondary concept. When you want to find a line equation, we need formula y minus y coordinate equals to gradient of the straight line, then x minus x coordinate. So therefore, when we're finding our straight line equation, we need gradient. And then we need at least one point, either this point or that point, in order to find out what is our line equation. Okay, so first of all, we got two lines here, so we have two equations to find. So we find the gradient first. For the point, for the first line here, the line is joining -2 line to 3, -1. So gradient of the graph, y coordinate minus y coordinate. Then second is x coordinate minus x coordinate here. So it will give us a gradient of -2. So we managed to find this line gradient, which is -2. Then we substitute into our formula, our line equation formula, where y coordinate will going to minus, we pick one point. Okay, we pick one point, either one point. So I pick this. If I pick this, y minus negative become positive. Gradient, then x minus 3. So we're going to expand it. And I move the one to the right hand side, become negative. So this is my line equation for the first part. Then we're going to repeat for second part. So second part here also a line. It is joining between 3, -1 until 5, 11. So we're going to find out what is the line equation joining these 2 points. So for gradient, we take the coordinate. So I will take this coordinate minus this. So y minus y. Y minus y, and then x minus x. So the gradient is 6. Then we put in the line equation formula y. So I pick this point. Okay, so either one point also can. So but I pick the smaller value so that for us easier to calculate. X minus 3. So we expand and move the 1 to the right hand side. We get this line equation. So after we get the line equation, how we define it in the function? So when we want to define it in the function, it will be our piecewise function. So our piecewise function is this piecewise function got 2 parts. So the first part, is this, where the x start from -2 until 3. For formula 2x plus 5, -2 included until 3. Okay, so this is our first part. So we write in our formula there, and then we state the domain for the first part, for the first piece of this function, -2 until 3. Then following the next formula will be 3 until 5 included, because all are 10 circle here. So for 3 until 5, this formula, this line, -2 until 3 is this line. So therefore, from here, how we going to get our marks? So our first mark is building of or finding of this gradient, and then get to the line equation. Find the line equation, substitute our point, and substitute our gradient, and get to the answer of line equation. Then finally, we have to put in piecewise function, format of piecewise function. For next, 30C, evaluate f(0). So they ask us to find our composite function. Composite function for the value of x is 0. So for the value of x is 0, we are going to substitute into our function here. But the problem is our function here is in piecewise. So they are testing us on how we select our correct function according to the x given here. So you can see the x given here is 0, means my x is in this interval. 0 is in interval of -2 between 0 is in between -2 and 3. So means that the first function I will going to substitute, I will select this function. So substitute 0 into the selected function, which is -2x plus 5. And then we evaluate the answer here, you will get 5. So you need to composite again when you want to find x equals to 5. So you can read when x equals to 5, actually the x is inside this interval 5, 3 until 5, which is this. So for the next function you want to pick here, we are going to pick 6x minus 19. So we have to pick the correct function according to its interval. So when I got 5, so I pick this function. So that's why I substitute 5 into 6x minus 19. So here we get 11. So our concept here will be looking on how you select your correct function according to the the domain that give us and simplify to the final answer.